Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We had a bit of an audio issue there, but we got that all fixed up. And unfortunately, it was at the cost of Sekre, aka Chicken Bible's life. He is no longer going to be casting with us. He gave his life for the cause, but he will be greatly missed. Instead, we now have a second caster here with me, and it is Incandescence.
Hello, I'm here. I already saw some people question why I'm here. I know I'm an outlier, but I'm a big fan of fruits, so here I am, second year in a row. Glad to be here. I love CTB.
Hey, it's the best we could do while we mourn the loss of our beloved Sekre, but I'm here for a good game, and I'm sure you are too.
Yes, I'm not too keen on the catch scene, but I do know that South Korea and Chile are both very good teams, so I believe that we have a very lit match ahead of us here. However, I did miss the group stage last weekend, so if you don't mind, please filling me in on what I have missed.
Oh, we had some very exciting games. We saw Mexico do a reverse sweep. We saw Belgium made it through, I believe, unless my memory is wrong. I'll double check that real quick. Belgium did make it through. They had a pretty rough group stage, but they were able to make it through, which was pretty exciting. The US got to face off against France, and they won. I believe it was a clean sweep as well. So lots of very interesting upsets and high caliber matches. We also had Saudi Arabia. They had their first ever Catch World Cup, first ever World Cup ever, I believe. And they did pretty well. They unfortunately did not make it through the group stage, but overall their performance was strong, and those games are really fun to watch and to cast.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like an exciting weekend. Kind of sad that I missed it.
Yeah, it was a good time, but nonetheless, here we are at round of 16. I believe this is the first pick. We finished the second warm-up while we were fixing our bugs. But this is the real deal. And Chile, slight lead right now. Just ever so slightly. So Rockma gonna find a miss as well.
Yeah, Motion, the only person on the South Korean team reaching that combo cap there. Chile, everyone at the combo cap except for Zisk is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I believe it's Zisk. So yeah, Erisiel actually, I believe he still has full combo. Everyone else does not, so it's going to give Chile a bit of an advantage here. Looks like now everybody is at that 200 combo cap, so the score difference is going to be frozen until we see another miss. Score difference of about 20,000 or so, 25,000. So Chile, a small little lead there, but it's not huge, so one miss could change things quite a bit, seeing as we're only halfway through the map now.
Now, I do faintly recall Chile being good at certain mods. Apparently, Double Time is one of them, but I feel like they were good at another one. Was it Hidden that they were good at?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, I'm just keeping that in mind for future picks after this. We're going to see a miss there from QWH. It's going to allow Chile to extend their lead as every single person on the Chile side is doing great.
Yeah, everyone's holding on really strong. QWH finding one small miss there is going to give Chile a bit more of an advantage, but overall he is recovering very well, almost back up to that 200 combo. And yeah, it was funny. I was actually talking with some of the other casters before this match about what mods we should focus on for each team, and they're like, well, they're kind of both just good at everything, which not a huge surprise. Chile finishing third place last year, and South Korea, I believe, winning Catch World Cup. So both very high caliber teams, kind of good all around. See a miss from Zisk and Erisiel.
Yeah, that is a double miss there for Chile. You can see the bar getting slower and slower. We have about a fourth of the map to go.
Yeah, Erisiel and Zisk recovering pretty well. South Korea holding on very strong. Motion above 1,000, as well as Rockma at this point. Only Eldenel on Chile anywhere near that.
Being a 3.5 minute map, that small sliver is enough time to see some last-second misses here. Really depends. QWH finding a miss, though. That's definitely not the miss that South Korea wanted to see.
Yeah, this one coming to a close pretty quickly here. There's not much time for South Korea to make it back, and with that miss from QWH, it's not going to happen. That is going to be first point to Chile.
And it looks like it's a break point as well.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah,
that was South Korea's pick.
That is not a good start for South Korea, but I do know that they have it in them to turn it around, but not a good start.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely a very good performance from Chile there, taking a break point on the very first point against none other than South Korea. I'm hoping we can see a tiebreaker on this one because I definitely think both teams are just going to be going back and forth with the points.
That would be very exciting. My first match here, tiebreaker, that would be amazing.
So we are going to be getting into the second pick here. This is going to be Chile's pick now.
So, do we think that Chile is going to go straight for their strengths, or are they going to dance around it a little bit?
You know, it's hard to tell. I've seen different teams take different approaches. There is the approach of, well, let's just go for what we're strong with, get some early points, hopefully get South Korea feeling a bit nervous, and kind of get that advantage. And then there's the other approach of, you know, you just pick stuff that you're okay at, but like not your secret weapon, and you save that for the end when you really need those last, 1 or 2 points to win. And then you pull out the secret weapon and get the points you need. So I'm not exactly sure what they're going to go here for. They were looking pretty strong on double time. They might just continue with that to not switch up that AR difference, but we'll have to see. I think chat might be scrolled up slightly because I'm not seeing the pick that we just saw played. Yeah, I think our chat is not scrolled all the way to the bottom. But nonetheless, we're going to see Somewhere in the Between by Streetlight Manifesto picked.
You were gone when we found you. You were practically surrounded, you were trapped. But the opposition stalled, the blood ran cold when they saw the look of love in your eye. Maybe the times we had, they weren't that bad, and everything else was part of the plan. We sang, I don't know where we go. This is the Alpha, Omega.
QWH coming out for Spectator. Rockma also coming out here.
Yeah, and we're going to see Lion QT and Nacho L subbing in for Chile. So it looks like double swap, maybe a triple swap? I think it's triple swap for South Korea, double swap for Chile.
Oh, no, QWH still coming in, so QWH really just replacing Rockma there.
Okay, yeah. There we go, got chat fixed. But yeah, so we're going to see double swap on both sides then. There is the map start, so we should be hopping in here in just a second. And indeed we are. So it looks like this one was a normal pick. Nacho L, some early misses there. I think he missed a hyper and just didn't quite make it across.
If there is any time to miss, it is best to do it at the beginning. He's not too far behind on the combo right now, but South Korea does have the early advantage here.
Yeah, that is true. He's only about 25 combo behind everyone else, so there's just going to be a very slight advantage to South Korea that will, not be too bad once everyone hits that 200 combo.
It is a little bit more cautious because this map is shorter, there's not as much time as the last map for things to change. If Chile does give up this point, obviously we're going to basically reset. Everything's going to be normal, but there is still half the map to go, so that is calling it early, but let's see.
Yeah. If everyone pretty much FCs at this point and Nacho doesn't drop, then that one little drop right at the beginning will actually decide the match, assuming there's not a lot of spinners.
Yeah, the times we had, they were not that bad. Everything else, it was part of the plan.
So far, it's looking pretty strong. There hasn't been any misses yet.
We're going to head into the more dense part of this map. Lion QT is going to be the person to drop. Korea still holding strong. LNL last FC left on Chile's.
Yeah, South Korea looking very strong in this pick. We very well might see a breakpoint into a breakpoint, which, like you said, would reset things back to normal, with South Korea's pick being next. South Korea actually with the three-way double S, which is always very impressive to see. LNL is at the double S as well, but
I was holding off on mentioning Korea's scores because I don't want to curse them.
You gotta curse. You gotta get the curse going. It's part of being a caster. But yeah, with South Korea just three-way double S, that's gonna just destroy Chile there. Score difference came out to about 75,000. So a very healthy victory and a breakpoint for South Korea. So we are reset back to normal with South Korea's pick going to be next.
I wonder if this was a map that Korea had also planned to pick already, or because I mean, with a triple double S score, I kind of have to wonder if they plan to pick this down the road already, and I wonder if that would be harmful to their game plan if they wanted to pick it. If this was like a safe pick for them.
That's very possible. Yeah, when you see something like a triple double S on the world stage, there's a very good chance that they had that practice very well and were prepared to pick that at some point. So it could throw off their plan, especially if they are going for a very detailed and specific plan where they have like each point planned out.
So then the question remains: where do they go from here? They started with double time. Going back to double time, I feel like would be a risk. So they outperformed on no mod. So based on what we have here, South Korea could go for no mod. But as we went into earlier a little bit, we're talking about two of the best teams here. So they're kind of good at everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to go for. They're going to go for Feel You by Pusher. I believe that is a hidden pick. Yeah, that is indeed a hidden pick. So, interestingly, they're going to bring out the third mod so far this match. Going to mix it up.
QWH is going to come back out for Rakuma here. We're seeing Line QD come out for Lechugin. Not too sure how to say that.
I'm not entirely sure either. Probably Lechugin I'm going to go with. Like penguin.
That's a good word to compare it to, yeah.
Actually, it's probably Lehugwin, maybe? Because I know there's Lehu Chehu. I don't know, I'm bad at pronunciations.
that one's a little tough, to be fair. That one's a little tough.
Yeah. It's always hard to tell with those CHs. They always get you. Apologize to any Chile fans in chat that I just probably butchered one of your players' names, but that's all right. We're gonna get into it. This map is actually it's a pretty fun one. I was surprised when I saw it because I've played it, but it's not a very common map, at least that I've seen. I only encountered it like one time in a multiplayer when I got downloaded, and then I played it a couple times. And it's pretty fast. It's a lot of there's gonna be a lot of wiggles and jumps in here. I think it'll make for a pretty interesting hidden pick. If I remember right, I think it's a bit of an older song too. So I think, actually, I don't know I was going to make a miss. I was just about to say Chile with a slight lead. However, South Korea very quickly taking that lead themselves with that miss from El now. Making another miss there when everyone's above 200, which is really a bad time to be making a miss. That gives them a ton of ability to pull ahead. Although Motion is going to miss as well.
Elthanel is also going to miss, so they're going to trade on that one. But they're still technically down because Elthanel did miss earlier.
Yeah, that miss from Elnell is going to be hurting them. Even though everyone is now at 200 combo, there's still a pretty healthy lead for South Korea. So if Chile wants to take this point, they're going to need to see at least one more miss coming out from South Korea.
Unfortunately, the miss we're going to see is Nacho L. We only have about a third of the map to go, with the map only being about 2.5 minutes. We're going to need to see 2 misses from South Korea. Nacho L is going to find another miss, though.
Yeah, this one not looking good for Chile. At this point, there's a little bit less than a quarter of the map left, and South Korea have a very huge lead at this point.
Yeah, about
Well
150,000 points, yeah. Spectator and Rock absolutely annihilating the map.
Yeah, definitely a very good performance from that the bottom 2 on South Korea there.
And Lechugan on Chile's side also annihilating the map himself.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, pretty strong performances. Just a couple small misses here and there. We're gonna see double S from South Korea and a single double S from Chile. Yeah, I'll let you go in showing a little sad face. That's how I would feel as well if I got the double S and didn't quite make the point.
Lechugan missing only the 1 fruit. And that's it.
Although no huge worries here. I believe this should be it should be Chile's pick now. And that was not a break point, so they're still on track to get to at least to the tiebreaker, if not a win. We have to see what they're going to go pick now. It's possible it might be double time. That is the point that they made so far. Oh no, saying rainbows it is. I'm not exactly sure which map he's referring to with the rainbows. Okay, it's gonna be Nomad 6. Gardens Under a Spring Sky by Fractal Dreamers.
So, last time that Chile picked Nomad, South Korea was able to take the point. So I actually was going to say that earlier, I don't expect them to pick Nomad. But here we are. It's a little worried for Chile here. We are seeing a double sub, looks like.
Yeah, actually it looks like, okay, yeah, it was a wrong pick there. Might have been the Rainbow Comet that threw us off. But we're actually going to be playing Sky is Over, which is a free mod pick.
Yeah, the fact that I was a little confused, but I saw the word sky at the end of that, so I was like, this is what it is. I guess there's just some reference I don't understand.
Yeah, Tiger is saying, sorry, I picked the wrong sky map. He clicked the other sky map. There's two sky maps in this pool. But yeah, we are going to be seeing Skies Over is going to be Chile's pick. Okay, and a bit of confusion behind the scenes here, but we are finally into our song. Sky is Over. It is actually hard rock. Nothing but the best of production quality here at Catch World Cup. When in doubt, blame Juan. Possibly blame me. Probably me. Gonna see Chile taking a slight advantage here as Sumi did find an early drop. So everyone with a full combo is at the 200 mark now. Sumi gonna be there in about 50 combo. So we're gonna see Chile finish out their lead as Sumi gets close to that 200 combo.
The map is starting to get to the long side, almost 3 minutes long. So there's a good amount of time for South Korea to come back here, but it's important to remember that this is Chile's pick.
Yeah, Chile looking very strong so far. Still all have the triple double S. We're gonna see another miss from Sumi and Motion actually. So Chile in a strong spot. Aricio gonna drop, but they still do have the advantage because they still do have 2 FCs.
Yeah, 2 FCs there as opposed to South Korea's 1 R18.
So R18 doing the best he can to hold on while South Korea tries to get that combo going again. Aricio back up to almost 150 now. So he recovered quite well. Elnell gonna find a miss, so Chile down to only 1 FC. Same as South Korea. They still do have quite a bit of advantage from earlier. Aricio gonna find another drop. Motion gonna trade, and actually R18 gonna drop, so South Korea no longer full combos.
Yeah, Zisk being the only FC left in the lobbies on Chile's side. That's really gonna be up. Okay, I just cursed
now
it.
You're
There's the curse.
You're officially
I'm
a
so
caster
sorry.
now. Welcome aboard. Nah, it's our job. It's like in the contract if you read the fine print.
Oh,
Got the curse
well, there you
of
go, yeah.
Player. Yeah.
And I signed that contract too. Darn.
So we're gonna see Sumi has recovered to above 400. Chile on their way to everyone being at above 200. South Korea now there, so they're making a slight advantage while Zisk tries to make his way back to 200.
I see the scorecard getting a little bit smaller, but there's just not enough time left for Korea to get back into it.
Yeah, and right when South Korea had just finally recovered, the map is over. So it's going to be about a 32,000 advantage to Chile, and Chile's going to take the second point, tying us back up 2-2, and we're going to see South Korea's pick now. Motion saying my Osu has stopped a little, so I'm wondering if he was having some issues on that map. Looks like Zisk also was having some issues, though. Possibly might have been where that one miss came from. See a lot of Korean in chat, so definitely some support for South Korea out there. I did see couple other things out there as well. So I think we got a lot of fans for Chile and South Korea.
Yeah, I was about to say I do see a lot of Spanish in the chat as well.
I was gonna say Spanish, then I was like, wait, is it Spanish or Portuguese? I don't want to get it wrong.
Portuguese is Brazil.
Yeah, I was like, I know Brazil's Portuguese. I couldn't remember if Chile was as well, and I didn't want to get it wrong. Someone theorizing that the commentators first players when they get the lag spike, so maybe we are the cause of the lag spike. Very possible.
I mean, hey man, if we can get real footage, then maybe we can prove it.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta keep it interesting. If everyone just, full comboed everything, where would be the fun in that? Gotta throw a little lag in there every now and then. Just blame it on Bancho.
Or blame Juan, that works too.
Yeah, that's always a safe bet. So we're going to be getting actually the other Sky map that we almost played last time. I see South Korea picking that. Gardens Under a Spring Sky by Fractal Dreamers. And this one is going to be Nomad.
So South Korea going for the Nomad. Like I said, when we thought Chile had picked this, it was weird because Korea did take the other Nomad with a triple double S, so...
Yeah, we might see another one of those again. It's definitely what South Korea is going to be wanting here. It'll put them healthily at half the points they need to win. It is going to be 1st to 6 today. Alright, and we're going to get Line and Nacho back in here. I believe South Korea is going to be sticking with Motion, Spectator, and Rockma. Elnel still hanging out up top. That is going to be the locked-in roster as we see the start command coming out. We're going to be jumping in just a second. Alright, everything just syncing up. And we are off. Gonna be a bit of a slow start here. We should speed up after this intro. And we're already seeing a couple jumps come out. Score just bouncing back and forth as everybody's still at 100% accuracy. The coveted double S. We are above the 200 combo.
You made Elden miss.
Oh no. There's our second curse for the day. Nacho also going to be dropping.
That was a nasty miss it looked like though.
Yeah. You hate to see it. South Korea are going to be taking their sweet advantage here as Chile tries to make it back. Although this is a pretty dense map, so Chile already back up to 200 across the board. So that lead is going to be frozen. That was a really fast wiggle there, but it looks like everyone navigated that just fine. South Korea, triple double S still.
I mean, as long as you have the control when you get into a kind of wiggle like that, it's generally not too hard. At least in my experience with playing those kinds of wiggles, like at low overdose level, I'm not great, but
yeah, I also am playing overdoses still. PP reset, or the reset. The PP and star rating updates did help out my rank a little bit, but still definitely nowhere near the caliber of any of these players. And that's going to be the end of the map pretty quickly here, so right now South Korea looking very strong.
Spectator, yeah. Motion and Rockma absolutely annihilating the map. Chile did struggle a little bit on the map, but still very impressive scores from Chile given how difficult the map is.
Yeah, only about a 120,000 difference there overall, and you can just see from the miss count there that both teams did really well. That was South Korea's pick, so Chile still doing just fine. They're going to get their pick now and hopefully get themselves a third point of their own.
The longer that these kinds of matches goes on, I feel like it gets more tough for both teams because you really feel the pressure of, okay, this could really go to tiebreaker. And if anything, that just ramps up the nerves to such exponential levels.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If it starts getting to like 4 or 5 to 4 or 5, you're going to see some a bit of nerves coming in for sure. So that's when it just starts to get really tense. And we are going to, actually, I was about to say, I just saw in chat, Sekre saying that Chile should be going back for double time here. And I was going to agree with that, and we are going to see they are going to be going for double time. They had a pretty strong performance. That's where they got their break point, so definitely probably a good pick for them here.
I always have to think about this. Is Chile picking this because this is all they have left to fall back on? Are they running out of picks, safe picks here?
You know, it's a good point to bring up. There's not that many songs in the double time pool. I want to say there's only 1 or 2 left. I can't remember if one of them got banned or not. I think that was when we were fixing our audio issues still. But yeah, they could be in pretty big trouble here if they are starting to run out of picks. But at least for this next point, I suspect that they're going to have a pretty good time here. Oh, this one is suspiciously low star rating of 3.4. Although it is double time. Oh, that's before double time's applied. That makes more sense.
A lot of these maps really landing in between that kind of long but not too long of 2.5 to 3 minutes long, which is where this one lands as well.
Yeah, that's a nice healthy amount where you get a decent amount of map, but it doesn't drag on for too long. You see some early misses coming out from Rakma and Arisiel. The Arisiel's was very early, so there is going to be a slight advantage to Chile right now. Yeah, it looks like Rakma's miss was about 100 combo in, 80 combo in, and Arisiel's was within the first like 20.
Yeah, Arisiel's was so early that I didn't even catch it, even when I was looking at the numbers. It just escaped my vision.
Yeah, I just happened to glance and I was like, wait, why does Zisk and Arisiel not look like they're the same combo? I was originally looking because Zisk didn't quite load in right at the beginning, at least on stream. And so then I was comparing the scores and I was like, wait, that's not the same. But yeah, it's very, very close. So it was a very early miss from him, and everyone holding on very long right now. Chile's going to hold their advantage. Although we do see Arisiel drop again, so that is going to swing the advantage over to South Korea's. And
Arisiel building up their combo fairly quickly here, but it's enough time to let Korea get up with an advantage of about 20,000 points. Have about a third of the map to go. Chile really does not want to lose this point.
yeah, I was thinking double time was definitely a good pick for them here, so they're definitely going to want this point. But if they want to get that point, they're going to need to see a miss from one of the South Koreans. They're looking very strong right now. Rakma above 800 combo, Spectator and Motion both above 900 combo. So. Not a lot of time for Chile here. This one's looking like it might be South Korea's point. Another break point for them.
Right when
They
you
do
say
pull
that
out.
Rockma's gonna drop, is there enough time for it to go back in Chile's favor though?
There is,
There
just
is.
barely, right at the end there. Chile they better not miss, so they might lose their one Hail Mary.
Eldenel found a last second miss
Oh
though.
my.
It's gonna be Korea's point.
Oh my. My cursing ability is too good. Means I'm either a really good or a really bad caster. We'll have to figure that one out later. But yeah, South Korea lost the point towards the end and then just barely snuck it back within the last like 10 or 20 combo due to that miss from Eldenel. That's super unfortunate miss from Eldenel there. But as we see, it's 2 full combos versus 1 full combo, and that one miss is going to make the difference. Rakva saying, I'm saved. He didn't want to be the one to let the team down there.
This puts Chile in a really tough spot because they've lost a pick in each mod now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's tough. You know, this next pick that Korea's gonna have, they're really gonna have to look for it to be a break point. Otherwise, yeah, Chile will have the pick for Korea's match point, but it's gonna be hard to come back from that.
So Motion Motion had a whole list of songs copied there, and was only looking for one of them. So we are gonna see. Oh man, I don't want to try and pronounce that. I'm gonna butcher the song name. However, it is Nomad number. Let's see our Nomad pick here. It's gonna be Nomad 4. Spectator saying this map. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing for him. Was South Korea's pick, so hopefully that means it was a good thing for him. If South Korea can get this next point, they will be at match point already. It's currently 4-2. 6 points takes the win. Alright, so we got a couple swaps. Looks like Line and Natural coming back out for Chile. I'm going to keep Spectator, but Rakma's going to be swapping off her QWH. We should be... And there, yep, there we go. There is the start command, so that is going to be the final roster for this map. And we're going to be hopping in.
So right off the bat, something to take note of is that this map is a little bit longer, 3.5 minutes. So there is lots of time here for anything to happen.
Yeah, that is for sure. If we can see some early misses here that won't really matter much. But so far, none of them yet. Maybe if I just keep talking about misses, we'll see one happen. Actually, it's the opposite way. I need to talk about how no one's missing, and then we'll see a ton of misses come out. Actually,
Well, yeah, I was about to say, because I hear rambling about misses, and I see that QWH drops, so
Yeah.
I'm like, well...
I'm too powerful. Too powerful to be left alive. Next time we'll have to sacrifice me when we fix audio problems.
It's too early to call good fortune for Chile. Like I said, the map is quite long, but they do definitely want to take this one.
Yeah, this point would be pretty huge for Chile, or not Chile, well, both teams actually, I should say, but definitely for South Korea, it would be a pretty huge point because it'll put them at match point if they can take it. So they're going to see a miss coming out of Chile at some point so they can get that score coming back their way. So thus far, Chile with a small lead, but we're not even quite halfway through the map, so there's still plenty of time for either team to take this point. I need someone to keep track of how many players I've cursed and from what teams. Make sure I even it out so neither team's fans hate me.
Just about the halfway mark here, and everyone holding pretty strong, aside from the early misses from PWH.
Saw a bit of a hyper dashes there, although everyone did just fine on it. Everyone definitely looks well set in and in tune with the song. We do see a miss from Motion. South Korea not what they wanted to see on this pick. This might be giving up their chance to get that match point, but there's still a little over a quarter of the song left. So there's definitely a chance. Spectator with the full combo still. Q2H back up to a pretty high combo. Motion's going to be hitting 200 pretty quick here. So any misses from Chile's side will be a pretty big impact. We're getting into a little bit of a slow part, and I think there is one last fast section of the song left.
We do have not much of the map left to go, but we may have that last section that could change everything here.
Yeah, you just never know with some of these songs. You can always have some very fast, difficult wiggles that, you just barely miss. And actually, yeah, Nacho L is going to find a miss.
Spectator's also going to find a miss.
That's so unfortunate for South Korea. That could have been the opportunity they needed to take that point back, but we're getting pretty close to the end here, and Chile's holding on very strong with LNL in line.
Yeah, Spectator finding a series of misses at the end. They're really going to solidify it for Chile. They really needed this point, and they pulled it out. They are back in the driver's seat, but the pressure is on them to make sure that they do not lose this next pick.
Yeah, so that is the second break point for Chile. Going to round it out with South Korea's 2 break points. So if Chile can take this next point, they'll be tied up again 4-4. And if they get to 5-5, then it is tiebreaker time. So I'm personally hoping to see that. But let's see what Chile wants to pick now. So far, 2 of their 3 points have been from break points. So they seem to be doing good on other picks.
What I will say is that the map that was just played was it looked so brutal on a wiggle level and on a dash level. So the plays that we saw from all 6 players was actually really, really insane.
Yeah, I mean, very good performance from both sides. There's just a few misses. It's hard to see a miss and then assume that it's, a bad performance, because it's definitely not. I think all 6 players performed very well, but yeah, just a couple small slips, and that made the difference, unfortunately. So it looks like Chile is going to be going for Hidden now. They're going to be going for Hidden 3. Which, if I pull up...
Yeah, I saw the Let You Get In sub, and I started thinking they were going to go Hidden.
Yeah, indeed they are. It's going to be The Beginning by 1OK Rock.
All we can do is hold on.
Only played a handful of 1OK Rock songs, and all of them have been extremely hard with just like crazy jumps. I don't think I've played this one, but I can only expect the same. And this one's going to be AR8. That is a pretty low AR for hidden maps. Although at this caliber of a team, I would expect that they have one, if not multiple, that specialize in low AR. And it's one of those skills that, yeah, that's interesting. There we go. That was a very interesting tournament client bug there. It showed Electric Wind starting at 200 combo. Would have been a really cool advantage for sure. Yeah, he's just that good. He starts with 200 combo. Absolutely insane. But it was just a visual bug. The scores are pretty much tied right now, and everything is back to normal. Electric Wind about to hit 200 combo for real this time, as we see a miss coming out from Motion. And Elnell, though, he's going to make that score pretty tied up.
Motion is about 10 combo ahead, which isn't going to be too much, but it's going to give a tiny, tiny lead to Korea. However, the score is still on the side of Chile.
Yeah, if we don't see any more misses, the score is going to, yep, there we go, it's going to swing over to South Korea's side. South Korea definitely want to be taking a breakpoint back for themselves. And there's less than a part of the map left. They very well might do it, unless another miss comes out. We could definitely see only 2 misses for the entire map. Just the ending left. And yeah, it's just going to be 2 misses. One from Elnell, one from Motion, and South Korea are going to take the point simply because the miss came out sooner from Motion.
South Korea is going to be in the driver's seat for their match point. This is definitely going to be tough for Chile. Pressure is on Chile. Pressure is also on Korea. They don't want to pick something that would give Chile the chance to follow up on the point. But this is a high pressure point, I would say, and Korea's last pick possibly.
Yeah, this is definitely a very important pick for South Korea. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a minute to try and figure it out, because like you said, if they can get this next point, they win the match and it's over. They don't have to worry about it anymore. But if they lose the break point, then that puts Chile just 1 point away from forcing the tiebreaker, and it will be their pick. So they'll get a pick the best map they can think of to make that tiebreaker happen, because that is their only hope of winning at this point. But so South Korea, very important decision to make. Alright, and we're going to be seeing B by Songwriters, which is another hidden pick. So, I mean, not super surprising there. They had a pretty good performance on Hidden and did get a breakpoint off of it. So they're going to be going with Hidden again. This one is Hidden 2. We have a 4-minute song. This one's AR 8.5, so a little bit higher of an AR, but yeah, definitely a long song. A whole 4 minutes for some misses to come out. So we'll have to see what that's going to do for us. Someone predicting boring stuff incoming. This is 88 BPM, so it's going to be a pretty slow song, actually.
Not only is it 88 BPM, it is 4 minutes long.
It's 4 whole minutes of 88 BPM. Absolutely riveting. Actually, with that low of a BPM, there's honestly almost some songs with more BPM than this map has beats in general.
Yep, that's very true.
So you'd have to be like a slightly above 320 would be, I can math, 336. Any map that is above 336. Yeah, I think any map that's above 336, no, it's more than that. Man.
8 times 4 is 32, and 8 times So you have 320, 300, 350, 350, 360 something.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So definitely very positive. I've seen some 400 BPM maps. I mean, not commonly, but I've seen a couple. So as you can tell, math not a strong suit of casters, but we get there eventually.
The numbers are not going to be on spectators' side, however, he's going to find a miss.
Yeah, not what South Korea was hoping for here. They want this win really bad to end the game, shut it out before Chile has a chance to make a comeback. But Chile, full combos all around. South Korea do have 2 full combos of their own, so not the end of the world, but they are going to need to see a miss from Chile if they want to get that score going back their way.
The issue is this map is so long. We're only 1/3 of the way through the map. So we still have about 2.5 minutes left here to go.
Yeah, still plenty of time left on the map. Just about nearing the halfway mark, not quite there. At this point, Chile just wants to hold strong, keep it going, do more of the same, and hopefully get their point. I'd like to see the tiebreaker, so I'm kind of rooting for Chile here. Rakma going to find a miss, so although not sure I was going to trade it soon after, so not much of an advantage is going to go into Chile, more than what they already have. Motion going to find another drop though, so that is going to be more of an advantage going to Chile. The 2 FCs versus no one on South Korea above 200 combo. That's actually massive. It's going to be a large score advantage going to Chile after this break.
Yeah, we're at about 80,000 points of advantage here. We have about a little less than 1/3 of the map to go, so we have about a minute and a half left. As I said earlier, South Korea really would not like to let this point go. If Chile does get this, they will be in the driver's seat for the next point they win to force tiebreaker. It's a very important pick, and like I said, it can be South Korea's last pick here.
Yeah, it's, I mean, well, actually for sure it's going to be South Korea's last pick now that I think about it, because whether they win or lose, they either win the game or it's going to be Chile's pick and then the tiebreaker, which no one gets to pick. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm just more emphasizing that South Korea is going to be helpless if they lose this. Rakma is going to find a miss, so it's going to give Chile an extensive lead. We're near the end of the map, and I don't think South Korea has a path here to win.
Yeah, the only path for South Korea to win right now would be someone on Chile's side to actually fail. But that is not going to happen, so that is going to be a break point for Chile, and is now 5-4. Chile now have their own difficult task of picking that oh-so-important last map that they get to pick. And depending on how this next map goes, we will either see a win from South Korea or we will see a tiebreaker. I want to see the tiebreaker.
So I would like to see a tiebreaker as well. But what I want to point out is what we talked about earlier: the nerves. At this point, they have to be really high. South Korea is probably trying to avoid tiebreaker. Chile wants to force tiebreaker. 2 very important goals on each team, and they have to do everything they can to avoid it. It's going to be whatever Chile picks. I don't think that either team is going to have an advantage because of just how high the nerves I think are at this point.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I wouldn't want to be the guy having to pick this map either. Because if it goes wrong for Chile and South Korea does take the win, then you know, being the person who made the pick, you have to be like, man, was it just us not quite pulling out the performance, or could we have picked something else that would have went better? So very important decision lying on the shoulders of Chile right now. Well, now it's calling for Castaway. And that is going to be Hard Rock 3. So they're taking it back to Hard Rock for the final pick of the match.
Now, last time they picked Hard Rock, they did win. Motion and Sumi both went Hidden Hard Rock. Not too sure. I do know that the Hidden doesn't change anything, but I'm not too sure if the choice to do Hidden made it harder for either of them.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you see the hidden pick coming out with double time and especially Hard Rock. The hidden will not change the score at all, so there is no actual advantage. But for some players playing at high AR, they do better with hidden. It can make it easier to play high AR.
Yeah, because
So
there's less
people do
things
it.
on the screen at once, I understand.
Yeah, it makes it just easier to focus on the notes and just pay attention to what you're seeing. Because if you look at stuff on the bottom half of the screen, at that point you don't have time to react to it anymore. All you care about is what's at the top. So that's why hidden can be beneficial, but it also does have that disadvantage of you don't get the kind of peripheral view out of the corner of your eye of, oh, I just need to tap that button just one more time to make sure that I'm, on that hyper or whatever it may be. Definitely easy to miss droplets if you're using hidden, but for some people, the advantage of not being distracted by what's on the bottom half of your screen overweighs that.
This is a very short map, 2 minutes. This 2-minute map really gonna decide what we see here. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really want to see this tiebreaker, so got to be rooting for Chile. If Chile wins this pick, then I'm back to being neutral on who I want to win, but I do want Chile to win this map just so we can see the tiebreaker, because those are so fun.
Motion and Sumi choosing to go hidden again. It is AR9, so that is getting up into the point where hidden is beneficial. But we'll see how it plays out here.
So we do see Sumi and Motion both with hidden again. Everyone else just going with the Hard Rock. Some interesting choices. We'll have to see if Sumi can help South Korea come to a win. As I understand it, South Korea was going to have Berea playing this year in Catch World Cup, but they swapped it out fairly last minute for Sumi. Elnell is going to find her first miss here right before 200 combo. That's a very unfortunate spot to drop. That gives almost maximum advantage possible to South Korea that you can get out of a drop.
It is also, like I said, a very short map. We're already halfway done here.
Yeah, that could be a super fatal drop there if no one else makes a drop. That spin not going to be enough to offset a drop at 200 combo like that. That's just a super unfortunate spot to drop. So if Chile wants to get this point, they're going to need South Korea to drop really soon.
South Korea added a score advantage of about 100,000 points right now. We're already closing in on the last fourth of the map. Every Korean player is currently double S-ing. That might have been the miss to seal the map.
I think it might be, yeah. At this point, I don't think there's time.
Yeah, even if the Korean players were to drop here, I don't think there's enough time for the score to switch.
Yeah, and it's looking like it is going to be South Korea taking the point and taking the match with a triple double S to finish it off. Extremely impressive.
4 double S's across the board, however. It looks Zisk found a miss. Only 2 misses deciding the match. Such a close match.
Oh yeah, looking at that performance chart for Zisk, it looks like he made a miss right at the beginning so soon that I actually didn't even catch it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was surprised to see the 1 miss for Zisk.
Yeah, so we can see that roster here again where actually it hasn't quite been updated yet. It still shows Berea, South Korea. That did get switched out for Sumi. And I mean, Sumi, he got the hidden double S at the end there, so it worked out for South Korea, and we are going to see them winning the round of 16 match. They will be going on to the winners bracket for round of 8. And Chile, not quite out of it yet. They are going to be going to the losers bracket for round of 16.
If you want to show your support for Chile or Korea or any of the teams that have played or are about to play, you can go on the OSU website and buy a profile banner for the snazzy price of $2.50. I have one for Team Mexico.
I have one.
I was very happy I was very happy to hear that Mexico had a reverse sweep. So.
Oh yeah, it was exciting. It was wild. It was against Italy, and actually more than that is what a reverse sweep is. Yeah, they were at match point to Italy, and then just took it back, went to the tiebreaker, won the tiebreaker. It was super exciting to see.
That is great to hear. Like I said, I really wish I was around for the group stage, but I'm here now. Hopefully, I'll be here for the upcoming matches. And getting the start with Korea versus Chile was absolutely great.
Oh yeah, definitely an exciting match. Ended up at 6-4. Would expect nothing less from such high caliber teams like this. They're going to fight it out to the very end. Korea did take the win. And our next match coming up is going to be Belgium versus China in about 5 hours. So I think that is going to be it for us today. This has been Snow Leopard here with Incandescence, and thank you all for watching.
Have a good night or a good day, depending on your time zone.
Yep, see you guys later.
Woohoo!